everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. A couple months ago when I celebrated my 3-year anniversary on YouTube, I let people ask me questions on Instagram and YouTube and I got back so many responses. I only made it through the ones that were asked on YouTube, so I thought today I would do kind of a part 2 of that and answer some of the questions I received on Instagram. And you might notice that the backdrop is a little bit different today. Since I didn't need to be seated at a table to be building a set or reviewing a set, I thought I'd mix it up and sit in front of the few display shelves I actually have, which I know you still can't see a ton, but at least it's better than just kind of the plain wood panel walls. But don't get too excited, I will be going back to the wood panel walls for the majority of my videos. Because of the height of the table, it just doesn't work to have this as the backdrop, unfortunately. But let's get started. One question I get a lot is, what's like one of my white whale sets? What's a top wanted set of mine? And I usually answer that with a monorail set, which is still true, but I thought I would tell you all another one that I'm interested in getting and haven't gotten and probably won't ever get, but it's definitely on the bucket list. And that's the Dark Forest Fortress, which is set 6079 from 1996. Dark Forest and Forestman sets are always super expensive. I do absolutely love the base plate for that set. So besides a monorail, that is definitely a top wanted set for me. This was a good one. If you could only collect one theme, what would it be? I had to think on that one for a while because there are so many great themes, but I think I would want to go with something more broad so that you have a lot to collect. So definitely a classic theme, and I think it would be Castle. Again, because there are just so many sets you could collect, there are so many factions, it would give you a lot of room and diversity. There's only a handful of themes that I really collect, and that's Castle, Space, Pirates, Town, Harry Potter, and Belleville. Those are the ones that they're like the top themes I love. Not that I want to have every single one of them except for Belleville, and that's only because that one is such a small theme. And I have stopped collecting a lot of Harry Potter. I'm happy to have the complete collection from the original series where, you know, they were releasing them as the movies were being released. So like between 2001 and 2011. 2018 on, I started out by trying to collect all of them and I did well, probably through 2021. And then after that point, I decided it just became too expensive and too much to keep up with. But I think if I could only collect one, it would be Castle. I do want to say this is not Lego related, but I get a lot of these questions mixed in about dating and are you single and that kind of stuff. And I just want you to know I kind of keep track of who asked those questions, and I do have kind of a multi-strike policy, and once I get enough of that, I do tend to block people. I don't know if you know how creepy it is and how it comes across, but I don't play around with my safety at all, and I don't play around with people who are creepy at all. So if you're the ones that typically send in those kind of questions or comment lots of hearts and, you know, like any of that kind of stuff, I thoroughly dislike it. If I don't follow you, that can be an indication that maybe I'm not interested. So just know that if you continuously do that, I will eventually block you or restrict you so that other people can't see the comments you leave. But there are a ton of those kind of questions throughout this, and you have no idea how repulsive I find that. So if you're one of them, just know I'm thoroughly repulsed by you. This question is, how much do you earn from Lego? YouTube, tell me how, LOL. That's kind of tough to answer. I don't make a lot off of YouTube. It's like a few dollars a day. The membership program definitely helps, but I want to make that accessible to as many people as possible, so I only do $1 a month for that even. Eventually, I would like to be making more from it, but since I don't have the time to put into filming more than I already do, it kind of has to just grow organically at this point at the rate that I'm able to do it. It's really not a lot from YouTube. It is next to nothing on TikTok. Instagram removed their program at the time that they had, you know, getting paid for reels. That was definitely the most lucrative of the three. I sell on BrickLink, I sell on eBay, I sell on Etsy as well. Any given month, it is so random. Just depends on who's buying and what you're looking for. So I've been doing this full-time for 2 years now, so I make enough to cover my bills, but I live at home, so my bills are pretty low, and the majority of my extra money goes to paying off my student loans, which I am getting closer and closer to getting those paid off. I was hoping to get it done before that all started back up. I can definitely see end in sight, which is good, because that's been hanging over my head for a long time now, and I really have to say I took advantage of the 3-year hiatus with no interest 3.5 years, closer to it, to pay as much as I possibly could. So not a ton, but I think it's because I stretch myself pretty thin by working on all these different avenues, but I get bored really easily, so that's why it's like that. No 2 days back to back are ever the same, and you really have to figure out what works for you, because the way I sell is very different on BrickLink than the way the majority of people sell. A lot of people are bulk resellers, so they buy 10 of a set and they part them out. I have like 10,000 pieces in my store, but they're all higher dollar value pieces, so the amount of time I spend pulling an order is very low for a much higher payoff, but that's just the way I like it. People make big bucks selling bulk amounts of pieces on BrickLink, so you'll get 2, 3, 4,000 piece orders, but it's very time intensive, so it's really just like your style of selling, what kind of pieces you want to sell, how you want to get your parts. I enjoy digging through bulk lots, finding rare pieces, and uploading them that way, but that's not for everyone. Not everyone has that kind of time, so there's so much that goes into how you make money via Lego. I've been selling for over 5 years now, but I didn't make it a full-time thing until the last 2. I really can't be more specific than that because it's just so random on any given month how much I sell and how much I have invested that particular month as to the amount I've actually made. But good luck to you if you're attempting it. This one says, do you ever travel to Lego cons or events, perhaps in the Pacific Northwest? I just went to my first Lego convention, which was Brick Fair, Virginia. It was overwhelming, but a ton of fun. I met so many amazing people. I'll definitely be doing more. I'm currently saving to go to Brick World Chicago next year, so hopefully that will work out. I've never even been to the West Coast. That's a lot of flying. I've only flown to one place and back one time in my entire life, so I'm not sure that I'm super excited to fly across the country. I don't know. I'd probably need to go with someone in order to do something like that, and so currently I don't really have that kind of person in my life or friendship or whatever. So maybe someday, but I don't have any plans of it in the near future. What are your thoughts on having a Lego factory in Virginia coming soon? Do you plan to do a tour? I am really excited to have the Lego factory coming here. It's not going to be super far from where I live, so I'm definitely excited about that. If they are open to tours, absolutely I will be doing that. I don't know what it's going to do for the state. I don't know what's going to be available because of it. Yeah, I am over the moon that is happening. I always talk about wanting to get out of Virginia, but that's definitely a reason to stay, especially because of the line of work I'm in. So yeah, super excited about it. We'll definitely tour if that's available, and I hope it brings lots of great possibilities to Virginia. Let's see, what has been the toughest thing or lesson you have learned while pursuing your Lego passion? Probably just trying as much stuff as you possibly can. Like, don't keep yourself in a box. Don't let fear intimidate you from trying things. I am a small-time creator. You know, we're hovering close to 6,000 on YouTube. I've been hovering around 20,000 on TikTok for like a year now, and 30 couple thousand on Instagram. So in the grand scheme of being a creator, definitely on the smaller end. And I've always been super shy. That kind of stuff has been really hard for me, but I've always wanted to try doing content creation sort of stuff. So I started out really slow and would kind of get comfortable in each facet of it. I still get mean comments just like everybody else who posts their stuff on the internet. So that's probably been the hardest part, is just dealing with negativity, but you're going to deal with negativity in any aspect of your life or a job or something like that. So trying to just keep that in perspective can be challenging at times. Luckily, I've made a lot of great friends through Lego, even if they're just like online friends. Something a little bit more on the funny side is no matter how many disclaimers you put, no matter how well you think you've like described something or explained something, people are always going to be confused online, and I get really frustrated with that. Like the other day I did an unboxing video and I held the business card right up to the camera so you could read it, and one of the first comments I got was, "Where did you get this from?" And that drives me so crazy, because I'm like, I didn't hold the business card up to the camera for my health. I did that so that you would know where it came from. That kind of stuff just makes me insane a little bit, because, you know, pretty much everything I will say, here's the set name, the number, the year it came out, and someone will be like, oh, what's the name of the set? And I'm like, I wrote it right under the photo. The description is right there. So I do delete a lot of those comments because I'm like, we're gonna learn today about what the description is for or why I put the business card in the video. Either you'll rewatch it and you'll figure it out, or you'll look at the description and you'll figure it out, or you're just gonna have to use Google to figure it out because I'm not letting anyone else waste their time answering a question that has already been answered for you. Which I don't know. It may be mean. I might be a mean person. It's the internet. You don't know. But sometimes that stuff just makes me absolutely crazy. I'm gonna make you all regret asking me these questions because I'm too mean. This one says, what's your next big Lego purchase? Probably the Eldorado Fortress. I still haven't gotten that yet. That's about my limit on pricing. I'm pretty much done with these like $400 and $500 sets. I'm just waiting for like a good gift with purchase or double VIP or something like that before I buy it. I think that'll be my next kind of big purchase. This one says the most time-consuming Lego set. That's probably my Superstar Destroyer. I have some larger sets that I haven't built yet that will probably be way more time consuming, but since I haven't built them yet, I've built a Superstar Destroyer I think 3 times now. Gotten it down. I'm getting better at building it faster, but it's still a long build. There's so much Technic. I absolutely despise Technic style building. I think I have 2 Technic sets that are super small within 25 years of building. That's the amount I've accumulated. One was a gift and one I found in a book lot. So yeah, that's my most time consuming. And I think there was even someone who asked if I buy Technic, so that kind of answers your question as well. I don't. I think they're beautiful. They look fantastic, but I just don't enjoy that style of build. This says let go of one collection, Blacktron or Mtron. That's tough because there are more Blacktron sets than Mtron sets, but Mtron has the Megacore Magnetizer, which is a top favorite set of mine. So I think currently I think I'd let go of Mtron just because there are more Blacktron sets. And you could just build a Megacore Magnetizer that used Blacktron pieces, and that would probably be really cool. You know, like when people recolor sets to look like other themes. So I'm picturing it in like black and either translucent neon green or translucent yellow, and either of those would look really cool. So I think I'd let go of Mtron, but that would be a really tough decision. What is a Lego theme you don't like or care for? That's really hard. I guess I would say Technic because I don't think I've ever really truly loved anything from Technic. I'm sure a lot of people think I'd say Star Wars. I do actually like Star Wars. I like making jokes about it because it makes people mad on the internet. Gets them riled up, and I think that's kind of funny sometimes. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I haven't really cared for. I'm pretty open. I always find the positive in a Lego set or a Lego theme or something like that. So really, other than Technic, I don't know that there's much that I don't like. I think most of it has been good. I am a fan of most Lego, so I would say that's probably about it. And that's just like a personal building style thing. Again, it's not even really appearance-wise. I think they look great. It's just strictly I don't enjoy process of building. Technic. Is there a particular goal to your collection? For example, this person goes for Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series sets with a side of Lord of the Ring. My only true goal is to complete the Belleville collection. I have one set that I think is kind of lost in transit from Finland right now, so I need that one and then 3 others to complete the collection. I don't really have any other real goals other than that. Just as many classic and vintage sets as I can get my hands on. Do not discriminate on theme. I love them all. So whatever I can find. Again, kind of those themes I mentioned before of like Pirates, Town, Castle, and Space. Any of those. Absolutely love them. But other than that, no real goals. Maybe I should set some. Have you ever used flea markets for finding Lego? I don't think I actually have ever found Lego at a flea market. I haven't been to a lot of flea markets. It's not really a thing that I have nearby. I'll have to look into it. I have on occasion found some at yard sales, but every year that gets harder and harder. I am also not a morning person, so I don't enjoy going to yard sales, but my mom will sometimes go to them looking because she is a morning person, and she's definitely found some at yard sales for me before, but I'll have to look into flea markets. I don't think there's any local flea markets that I know of. We have one auction house that I've seen some Lego stuff come through before, but nothing for a good deal or nothing I was interested in. This one says, when are you coming to visit me? And it's from my sister. So probably never. Just kidding. We'll see if she actually watches this and knows that I answered her question. And you're probably wondering why you've never heard that I have a sister, and that's because she doesn't collect Lego. And no, she is not the middle child. Again, you would think if you've never heard of her that she's probably the middle child, but I am actually the middle child. I didn't actually see until just now that she had asked a question from this. I just screen recorded all of the questions and I'm just now looking at them as I go through, so that's kind of funny. Ooh, this one says your favorite minifig. That's really tough. Probably one of the classic castle minifigures from the yellow castle. I really like the feather plumes that they have. Those are so unique and rare. I mean, there are so many great minifigs. Now minifigs are all these like crazy colors and patterns. Of course, I love like the Forest Men minifigures. Those are great too. Probably most castle minifigs I think are fantastic. I love the fabric capes that a lot of the older ones came with. That's a really tough question. That would be my best guess. This one says, which Aquazone sub-theme is the best? I think Aquanauts is my favorite. I really love that classic like blue and yellow color scheme. And the Neptune Discovery Lab is one of my all-time favorite sets. But they're all really great. That is a sub-theme I would eventually like to complete. I'm pretty close. I think I need maybe one set for it and maybe like a small one or something. That would be another goal from my collection, I guess. I do really like those and I am pretty close to completing it, so I think that would be my favorite. But again, hard call. All right. This is another one from the same person, but it's a great question. So Rock Raiders or Power Miners? Those are both great series, and I wish they had done more with both of them. I'm going to say Rock Raiders because that is a massive part of my childhood. It's one of the first themes I had as a kid, so I was such a massive fan of it. There are some really cool builds for the Power Miners. I love the little rock monsters that come in all the different translucent colors. Those are really great, but the nostalgia just wins out a little bit more for Rock Raiders for me. But I'm sure a lot of people will disagree on that, and that is totally fine because I do love Power Miners as well. Okay, last one. What's a new set that is coming out this year that you really want to add to your collection? I know you all will be shocked by this, but I really am excited about the Ghost and Phantom 2 Star Wars set. I don't know, there's just something about it that I really like the way that set looks. So it's a little more expensive. I don't know when I'll be able to get it, but my plan is to save to get that one. I do enjoy some Star Wars. I don't buy a ton of it. It does have to hit me a certain way, and actually a lot of the September 1st release sets for Star Wars look really cool. There's a lot more color I've noticed with a lot of the newer sets that are coming out. I always like the minifigures. I've always thought Star Wars has great minifigures. Very unique, obviously. So I think that one's the one I'm kind of more on the excited side for. But we'll see if anything else looks interesting as this year starts to head towards a close. I can't believe we're already, on our way to September, and then the holidays will sneak up and it's just gonna be madness until January 1st, basically. But I want to thank everyone who left a nice question for me to answer. I do always really enjoy doing these. They make me think a lot about Lego topics that maybe I don't think about normally, so that's definitely fun. And I do try and answer as many questions as I can on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And I'm sorry if I came across as mean at any point in this, but once you've been on the internet for almost 4 years now, sometimes certain things just kind of get to you. So I thought I'd share a little of that insight with you all as well. So continue leaving questions for me. I do appreciate the vast majority of them, and I like having that interaction with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. If you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. And I'll see you all next time.